Yo people, I hope all is blessed. You're back for another episode of Will's Way. I hope I'm looking good for you guys, you know what I mean? The weather recently has been appalling, so I thought I'd bring the summer to the video. You don't know, I've got, you know, the nice palm leaves and ting. Thank you all, I want to say, just for being here. My channel is about positivity, the love, the success, as well as music and all these other cool concepts that I'm going to bring. So if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel now and ting that notification bell, so every time I get a video it comes straight into your notifications, baby. It's going to be a different video. I like to switch it up. We've been getting real serious, real deep with like laws of attraction and goal setting and these cool spiritual success consciousness stuff. But today we're going to go more into my music. So recently I released probably, I'd say, the most amazing piece of work I've ever done. It really does reflect my life in the last 2 years about starting a business and trying to overcome a lot of fears, overcoming a lot of boundaries in my life as well. So the album is called 2222. It dropped in December last year and it's done amazing. We've literally now nearly got to 100,000 streams already on Spotify. We've got to about 10,000 streams on Apple Music. It's just been the most successful thing today. And a lot of the things that I've been talking about previously have been used, and the concepts and the goal setting and a lot of the affirmation stuff and the auto suggestion has been used in this project, and the growth of it is incredible. So within the EP I do talk about a lot of these things, and it is me. So I feel like in the past it was difficult sometimes. I'd be writing music but it wouldn't be necessarily from my belief system. It was more sort of to please other people, if you know what I mean. Now going into 2222, I sort of found a way to just sort of be me but still bring the vibe and still bring the cool music as well that people can jam and vibe to. So today we're going through all of the meaningful lyrics and we're going to break them down of every single song within the EP and what they mean. And I think even from a 16 bar, you know, you can carry so much meaning with words, you know. Just because something's short, it doesn't mean the meaning is short. The meaning can evolve from words, and this is what I love about music. It's what I love about poetry. It's what I love about rap, man. We can say a 2 bar and it can mean a very strong thing or a strong emotional feeling. So, without further ado, let's get into the video. Track number 1.
I'm thinking it's time for reflection. No mirror needed, I'm seeking redemption. My ego for long is engaged for protection. I'm trying to see through these selfish intentions, cause now
you just heard it then. I'm going to be putting these little clips in as well as we go. So 2222, right, the bars that really struck it out for me through the whole song. And before I did this, I analysed every song and I sort of picked out what I thought would be good. So it is actually the first part of the song when it comes in. So the bars are, I think it's time for reflection. No mirror needed, I'm seeking redemption. My ego for long is engaged for protection. I'm trying to see through these selfish intentions. That 4 bar is the opener to the whole track of the whole EP, and it means so much. It also makes me feel like I need to look at my mistakes as a person. You know what I mean? I'm looking for reflection, but I don't need a mirror. I don't need to see myself. I need that redemption. I need to be able to almost stop looking in the mirror for the reflection of my story now and just start looking inside. You know what I mean? Away from the physical, away from all of that, just inside and the spiritual. Look at my values and look what am I doing? Like, am I living this life for the best values of me and my higher self? Like, do you know what I mean? And it was almost like, you know, when I do talk about self-inventory and taking it, and I used to be poor at doing that. I never used to be able to see what I was bad at. I was always blind to it, you know. I always sort of did know deep down, but I didn't ever want to admit to it, do you know what I mean? And I think now, like, from this journey, from this whole business, and like actually becoming this successful person in terms of my story and my mindset, I'm also saying like my ego was there protecting it all, like standing, it was like a big high wall, do you know what I mean? It was up really high and the ego was just like there and it wouldn't let me in to see these mistakes behind the wall. But when I broke that ego down, do you know what I mean? I could see all the things I was doing wrong, and I could see all the things that I could improve on. And I was actually taking it like, you know what? I'm not good at this. I'm not good at this part of thing. I haven't really even tried. Do you know what I mean? I ain't even tried to better him because it was my ego saying that there was nothing needed to be better. if you know what I mean. It was already thinking I was the finished article, and the reality is I was so far from the finished article, do you know what I mean? I think that as we grow up, the ego is so conditioned, right? You know what I mean? We are taught a lot of things subliminally about having a lot of stuff, like the American dream is about having a house, the car, and all these things. And it's almost so habitual in everyone's behaviour growing up and what we want and our expectations for stuff are. Do you know what I mean? So I almost feel like the ego's trained so well at a young age, and the spiritual is not. Like, it's at schools we never really are taught about the spiritual side of things. Do you know what I mean? The core happiness within inside us. You know, meditation and that type of thing. Like, we're not taught it. It's not something that we're exposed to. Do you know what I mean? It really ain't. It's something we come into later on in life, and then we start to realise how much of a positive effect these things have on us. My ego for long has engaged for protection and trying to see through these selfish intentions. So rather than me I'm trying to see past my selfish ways, past the things I want and material things, and I'm trying to look at myself and look at my soul and what makes me happy, my family, the love I've got. Do you know what I mean? There you go. There's the first track from 2222. So let's get into the next track.
This peak is crazy. As a generation ages, we conform to new crazes. Although we need saving, so many in debt to can't afford to live daily. It's crazy.
You just heard the clip there, and I swear this is where the EP starts to get like boom. You've got a track like 2222, then you get this track like Businessman. The bass is just popping, it's just going off. Like, the track is incredible track. I love this track because it actually enabled me to get my frustration out as well. And one of the bars, the 16 I chose for this song, the most influential words that I say, it's peak is crazy, it's peak is crazy. As a generation ages, we conform to new crazes. Although we need saving, so many in debt, so can't afford to live daily. So they're the 16 bars for that, and do you know, it's so real. I feel like sometimes within this earth, like the consumer world wants us to have everything. Do you know what I mean? All the time, quickly. And the ease to be able to buy things nowadays is ridiculous, like credit cards and stuff like that. How easy it is right now in this present day to get in debt. Do you know what I mean? And when you're in the deficit and that negative, that's a big trap and a trick. Because how can you think positively when you're so in the negative, like money, financial realm? And that is always reminding you you're there. You can't change your story when you're in that mindset. It's difficult to, do you know what I mean? You know, when you know you're behind already before you even got paid, if you know what I mean? And it's crazy because I feel a lot of people, you know what I mean? Like even me, like before, was so like bothered about these things that everybody else had. I felt like I needed to have them too. And this is what social media on a whole sometimes can do. It can make you feel like what you haven't got is not adequate for you, man. I don't feel anyone should feel like that. I think that's just BS. Like, it's crazy because it's easy for me to say now, but even me back in the past when I'd see other people with big things when I didn't have them, do you know what I mean? I didn't understand really how they got there. I didn't understand their story. I neglected their story, and I made a lot of assumption that they didn't deserve what they had, and that was wrong. That's so wrong. But it's easy to fall into the traps when we can't understand other people's perspective. We can't understand their stories. It's all about stories, man. Everybody's got a story in life. You know, everybody who's got somewhere has got there on the basis of a story and something that happened to them and something they had to go through and all the challenges they had to go through as well to get to the end destination. And if we just completely neglect that story, all we get is assumption then. Like, we're all just assuming that, oh, he's there because of this, and then our mind goes off on a mad trail where we don't really need to be doing that at all. It's very detrimental, I feel, to us, man, to our growth, you know what I'm saying? So assumptions, just making assumptions and judging is very important, just to try to nip it out of the way and don't do it. Create a lot of velocity in your mental frame. If we can learn how to be like less judgmental all the time, trust me, it will improve our mindfulness. The ego sort of damages the financial freedom. It's like a burden sometimes when you're following the ego all the time, because you feel the need to have all of these things, to buy these things and sort of fill up to the crazes that are going on, and you know what I mean, be like everybody else because everybody else is on it. But the problem with that is, I feel like when we're following this, we're buying all the latest stuff constantly, like the latest fashion, latest clothes, and I get fashion, do you know what I mean? Fashion is changing, it is forever changing, but you know, I feel like you don't have to spend so much to express yourself. A lot of these brands, you know what I mean, you're spending a lot of money just on a garment. And okay, fair play, the garment looks good, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that, it probably is high quality, but is it really worth the price tag that it just has on it? And I don't feel ever that it would ever be. I like to wear good brands like Adidas and stuff, but I find the price tag for that's reasonable. When you're going from like £50 for some tracksuit bottoms to like $2-3 grand for a pair of jeans, it's a big difference, man. But I feel a lot of people are wanting these big, high, expensive items when they haven't really got the money to back it. And that's when the debt comes in, and that's when they start going into credit, start getting credit cards, and then trying to sustain and fulfill a life they're not about. And it's crazy, and people are getting in debt just for that. Like, it's mad, and it's just a downward spiral, people. So that's what them bars are about in business, man. Go check it out for the rest of the bars. There's a lot more concepts in there as well.
Just wanna thank you for being real and just being you. And our love and our desire for family has come so true.
It's the baddest, and love to my girl. This track is totally about her. It's her favourite track on the EP, so I love to you. I know she's gonna be watching this. Sorry if I keep looking down, right? I've got my notepad of notes bullet pointed as well, because it just helps me sort of talk and not go off on tangents like I usually do. So, the baddest, I just wanna thank you for being real and just being you. And our love and our desire for a family has come so true. This is where I get soppy, but no, on a real, I love this girl, and she's changed me for the better. Them bars there just completely represent that, you know what I mean? I want to thank you for being so real through them times when I needed you to be, and just being you, be nobody else but you, being unique. And that changed me big time, because I was one for this ego. I was that guy who wanted the fame, who wanted this and wanted that. I was that guy. I got really lost back then. Do you know what I mean? And I got like lost in the whirlwind. I got obsessed with trying to be something that I wasn't at the time, and it didn't work. It never did. Do you know what I mean? And then when I realised that, it was Kylie that made me just realise like she was the realest reflection of everything. Do you know what I mean? And she just made me change. She just made me change for the better, man. Definitely, you know. And I think your soulmate, when you get that person that really, really like not molds you, but you want to match them and they want to match you. You both change, but you make the better changes just to work together, which then improves yourself as a person in a whole, which improves your life. You know what I mean? I think as men, we all have this weird perception of what we think of a relationship to be when we grow up. You know what I mean? The ideals of like, oh, the man goes to work, she does the cooking, the cleaning, and all this crap. And when you move in together and you live together, you find out actually all of that was just BS, man. Because it's just not like that. The reality of life is you've got to help each other, you've got to work as a team. And that whole old ideology, whatever, you know, it is, and even if it did happen or whatever, it probably did back in the, like, you know, I can't talk, I went around back then, you know what I mean? But if that old ideology did exist, like, people ain't working together, you know, and like, working together as a team in the relationship is important. A lot of people have all these goals and different things within life, you know what I mean? All these goals to like, yeah, I want money, I want finance, I want these things, I want this, I want this car, but they never have goals to actually improve their relationship, do you know what I mean? I've even written some goals for me to do this year to improve the relationship, and do you know what? It works, it definitely works, you know, you got to work on that as well. It's as an important element in your life. That's your girl, man, that's your queen. You've got to be able to say, yeah, I'm gonna fight and give everything to try to make you happier. Family life completely changed my life, my perception of everything. When we first had Lily, she just changed everything. Like, when you've got this beautiful little daughter, you've got something there that just changes your world. You look at that beautiful baby, you know, even Miley as well when he was born. But Lil was the first big change, because at that time we was 22, 21 I think, and we didn't have anything. I was living at home with my mum, you know what I mean? It's crazy, you know, and we found out we had to save a lot of money, and it was hard. The first 3 years from having Lee were the hard years, you know, the struggle years. But we always knew things were going to get better. We always had faith, and we all worked very hard towards that faith. And if you do that, you do come out of bad situations, you know. People just think, you know, they see what you're sort of doing and what you got, and see like stories and stuff like that, and you know, they start to see things that you've got from the success, and they think like it's been like that forever, and that's just not the case. Like, there was times I remember I didn't have no money, I had 30 quid a week just to spend, you know what I mean? After all the bills went out, and I was just thinking, how am I going to get through? It was difficult and it was hard, but you know, when you start to think, well, you've got two options here. You either think through this and you improve your situation and you create a new story, or you settle in the one that you're in. And if you settle, you stay there. It's simple. And if you go in and you start to change your story and you start to become what you want to be, that's when it starts to change. So that was a changing point.
So now I'm literally standing here, now thinking back, bro, what a crazy year. I learned more this year than my whole entire life. We only get it wrong, so we learn to get it right. And that's the...
So track number 4, I Pray. This is a very important song as well. I had to give back to the people that have helped me. So all these messages I've been receiving, 1111 2222, this song was to the Most High, to the universe, you know, for presenting me them numbers at times where I needed it. I needed it so badly, and it changed everything for me. So I pray, let's get into the words, man. So now, literally, bro, I'm just standing here. Now thinking back, yo, what a crazy year. I learned more this year than my whole entire life, man. We only get it wrong, so we learn to get it right. And that's the only way you're gonna learn. So whether you fear that you're always gonna fail, you've gotta give faith in the passion when it burns. It takes thousands of failures before we can prevail. Wise words there, man, I swear. That verse is one of my favourites on the whole EP, hands down, because it explains the struggle, right? And it also explains the benefit from failure. And this is the thing what people don't get, the benefit from failure. So many people, when they meet failure, they give up. The fear of failure is the biggest dream killer out there. I think everyone's got dreams. Everybody has dreams. But it's whether you can see them as reality or not. And if you can't see them as reality, it's because of the fear. You're fearful that you can't do it, or you're fearful you're gonna fail. But it takes thousands of failures. It takes thousands. Look at Edison and the light bulb. It took 1,000 times for him to try to make that light bulb. It takes thousands before you prevail. It could take millions. You know what I mean? It could take 50. You know what I'm saying? So it's no real strict number on it, but what is to know here is the persistence and understand you've just got to go for it and learn from the failure. Fail fast as well. Like, get to the failure, and when it happens, take inventory of the failure. What went wrong, man? Go teach yourself what went wrong, write it down on a piece of paper, and then you attack what went wrong and make it better and improve it and reinforce it, and come back with a new plan, regroup, then you get all your troops out for battle again, you go in again, and if you fail, you pick up, you're back to the drawing board again, and you have a look, and you see what went wrong. I didn't do this time, I need to do more of that, let's do it. Then you go back into battle again, do you know what I mean? Keep going back into battle, you know what I mean? Keep going until you get to that place where you need to be, because if you carry on with the persistence and the faith, as well as knowing what went wrong, that's when you win. That's when you win. But you've got to fail 1,000 times before you go prevail, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying it's been a crazy year, but like, all the hard times brought complete new lessons and complete new disciplines, and them disciplines as well turn into rituals. So now I have to think positively, because if not, the implications are just so drastic. They can turn the whole thing upside down that quickly, so I need to. If I don't, I fail. And it's just that ritual of keep thinking positively and keeping the faith that everything I'm doing right now is going to return tenfold in the future. So I Pray is a extremely important song for the EP. It's one of my favourite songs, actually. And them words mean a lot to me. They mean a lot to me.
So I suppose, see how it goes. Bridges they burn and the new unfolds. But still, if you learn how to fly in the sky, you can rise above hate and fly back to the other side. I'm landing with my...
Apologise, so yeah. But I was going to go deep now. So Apologise, this song was like a redemption song from the songs I made on the last EP called Stop Calling Me Bro and Bye. You know, I'm not going to go deep into this, bro. I ain't going to go deep into this, but, you know, I had some real close friends, like, years ago, and we'd grown up together, and we were very close when we was younger and stuff like that. And I think sometimes when, you know, you start to grow up, you start to have children, you start to grow apart, so to speak, a lot of your values and a lot of your beliefs grow as well, and sometimes they don't match the people that you was once real good friends with, and that's a horrible situation to be in, because it feels like you want to be like close as you were, but at the same time you just can't be, because you don't really, you know, you just got different interests, and you're not vibing like you used to be. So the songs last year, you know, they turned a bit ugly, but I had to redeem it. So I read the song called Apologise, and the words from that as well, I feel people can learn from this song. You know, it's a real experience for me, and it hurt, and it does hurt, and a lot of people that pretend it doesn't, it does hurt, man. When you've known someone all your life, you know what I'm saying, and you don't have that relationship anymore, that's not nice, man. That's not a nice feeling to know. Do you know what I mean? So Apologise was a song with me redeeming myself and just apologising for the songs I made. And the thing is, like, if I didn't care, I wouldn't have made the songs. You know what I mean? I wouldn't have made them. You know what I mean? I just wouldn't have done it. If you don't care, like I cared, it was just passion used in a negative form. That's what that type of shit is. You know what I'm saying? Passion used in a negative way is not good either. It creates more negatives. Use the passion in the positive, and then things can change for you. So here's the bars for it. So I suppose, hear how it goes. Bridges they burn and the new unfolds. But still, if you learn how to fly in the sky, you can rise above hate and fly back to the other side. It means like how life goes, and bridges they do sometimes burn. But regardless whether the bridge is burnt or not, if you can rise above it and understand what you did wrong as well within that circumstance. Because I feel it's never just one person. As much as we like to think it is sometimes, there's stuff that we're doing that we don't realise that's wrong as well. It's sort of like we're protecting ourselves from understanding that we did wrong. And there you go, it's the ego again at it, doing this dirty work, man, like making us think that we don't need to apologise, that they're all in the wrong, and there's nothing that we did that was wrong. I had the realisation when I found out I was actually to blame for quite a lot of it as well. That's when it started to hit home. I was like, damn, man, like, I've done them things, I've reacted in that way when I did a lot of things myself as well. So I had to redeem it. And that's where Apologise came along, do you know what I mean? It's an emotional song, like, I love the video as well. It's really emotional, do you know what I mean? And I think them vibes on the EP as well, they just make the whole production what it is, if you know what I'm saying. So, you know, if you can rise above the hate, it doesn't matter if the bridge is burnt, you can fly back over. Do you know what I mean? Because you're willing. You can fly if you can say I'm sorry. Do you know what I mean? If you're willing to work things out, you can fly then. There's nothing holding you back, do you know what I'm saying? If you still hold on to the hate in your heart about certain things and understand that hate is probably maybe to do with the fact you're passionate about it and you're hurt by it, it's only going to grow into more hate, and it's just a downward spiral. So I hope you can learn from that one. But that I'll be wrong, I ain't doing me favors. So this video is actually a 2-part video. So next week you'll hear the rest of the songs from the next half of the EP and the explanations. Sorry, I had to put it in 2 because there was just too much to explain, you know what I mean? I can't put it in 1 video. So please people, make sure you tune in next week for the rest. If you like this video, please smash a thumbs up for me down below. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We got some more content coming, people, and just love for all your support and all of your messages as well. I've just had so many amazing messages like recently, like people saying about the goal setting videos, for example, and law of attraction, that it's really helped. And do you know what? This ain't about, for me, like getting 1 million subscribers and getting money for this. All of this is not money orientated or nothing. I've based all of this and all the values and all the goals more for the spiritual, to help people. And if I can just help like 3 or 4 people really make the big change in their life, this channel is already doing bits for me, do you know what I mean, spiritually. So I love for everyone that has watched here. I can't wait to show you the next half next week. So I love people, keep it blessed, and have a blessed week.
You can never stop my wave, you can never stop my wave, no. Every single day I pray, bro.